He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it.
Canelo Alvarez takes shots at Terence Crawford, calling him too little and promises to shatter him in a violent beatdown. As their big fight on September 13th gets closer, the two may seem oddly polite to each other, but Canelo's insult added a new level of intrigue to a fight that hadn't had any trash talk before. While fight fans typically expect intense confrontations and cutting remarks in the build-up to a fight of this significance, Canelo and Crawford have taken a different approach, staying quiet, respectful, and almost friendly, leaving audiences startled and apprehensive. Viewers didn't see any angry news conferences or backroom drama. Instead, they saw two boxers eating with German Turki Alalshik, who is the head of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority. The picture looked calm, which was strange since the fight was supposed to be one of the biggest of the decade. Even though things look calm on the outside, pressure is building up on the inside, especially from those who are paying for the war. Turki Alalshik originally posted a picture on Instagram of Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford seated together at a formal meal, with the description, "Turkey got Canelo and Terence Crawford to sit down for a respectful dinner prior to their bout in September." Turki Alalshik, a powerful Saudi who organized the event, has made it clear that he will not pay for a chess game. A few weeks ago, he told the press that he was looking forward to seeing a lot of blood, bruises, and war at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas on September 13th.
I will start with Crawford. Crawford coming to this fight, two-time undisputed champion, with the O in his record of losing. He dreamed to be the third time the undisputed champion. Second, it is Canelo who's fighting everyone. If you see the brilliant CV of Canelo in the last 20 years, he's in the ring, he fight everyone. And I don't think Canelo will give Crawford chance to beat him, especially if Crawford go 2 weight up.
He wants a show because he has put millions of dollars into the unbeaten super middleweight title fight. A slow, boring fight won't do. He asked that both boxers be their most aggressive selves in the ring, hoping for a terrible fight that would be remembered for a long time and be worth the money and attention from around the world.
And I need to mention why we choose Netflix. Netflix is the big platform. Second, if you ask about the numbers of the subscriber and the pay-per-view, let's see the record. In that time, in 2015, 2013, the internet and the piracy was not like now. Now is the best options to go with the big platform, and I think this fight we will have the big record around the world, and we will show the world what is real boxing. Especially Netflix, we will show them what is the real boxing.
Promotion of combat sports often involves violence, but the stress is worse when you think about Terence Crawford's fighting style, which is known for being very skilled and always moving. Crawford has never been one to quarrel excessively. Even in his most recent bout with Israel Madrimov, his style was compared to a smart board game rather than a savage confrontation. Crawford moved around, circled, and picked his times. It wasn't a fan-friendly slugfest, but rather a technical masterclass, which is why many expect this match will be more like Tom and Jerry than the slugfest Turkey is paying for.
Excellency, you said many times now that you don't want any more of these Tom and Jerry fights where one fighter is chasing the other one. What is your plan to kind of stop these fights?
We will not have him anymore. This is the first thing. The second, we will have in this fight and the next fight bonus for KO.
Crawford, who is still undefeated with 41 wins, 30 of them by knockout, didn't take long to react. He openly rejected the idea of changing his game to meet a promoter's expectations of him. Boxing is not about entertaining the crowd with wild bouts, it is about winning. He insisted that no one, regardless of position or investment, could dictate how he fought. Crawford has given his life to the sport and will not quit the plan that has brought him success simply because someone wants more blood in the ring.
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I can tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot.
Crawford's tough stance begs an important question. Did Turki Alalshik pick the wrong opponent for Canelo if he desired an action-packed brawl? Crawford, now nearly 38 years old, is unlikely to reinvent himself overnight. He is a defensive magician, not a toe-to-toe slugger, and expecting him to suddenly turn into one may be unrealistic for the ordinary observer. Fights like his last one may lack drama, but purists still respect his technique. Crawford's refusal to change has led some fans to wonder if this fight would deliver on the ferocity that was promised.
I called Canelo out because, like I said, he the last great fighter amongst the era that surpassed us. You know, the Floyd, the Pacquiao, the De La Hoya. We both came up in that era, and he was right there with those fighters, and he got the chance to fight the Miguel Cottos, the Floyd Mayweathers, and you know, the Kovalevs and Triple Gs, and I wasn't able to get those mega fights, you know, so this is my mega fight, this is my moment, and that's the reason why I want to fight an all-time great like Canelo.
For Canelo, this criticism is deeply personal. His latest battle against Cuban fighter William Skull drew harsh criticism for being one of the most uninteresting of the year. Skull's approach featured a lot of movement, but little contact, which frustrated both Canelo and the spectators. That event is still fresh in everyone's memories, especially Turki, who clearly mentioned his dislike for battles in which fighters avoid exchanges.
If he were to beat you, how damaging would that be to the Canelo brand?
He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but
it's
gonna be difficult. You take it to your.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey is in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than...
Adding fuel to the fire, another name has come back into the conversation. David Benavidez, a fighter who has long advocated for a bout with Canelo. Benavidez accused him of avoiding a real confrontation. In a recent interview, he reiterated his opinion that Canelo's entire camp is tainted by performance-enhancing drug problems. According to Benavidez, if Canelo truly believed in himself, he would stop avoiding athletes like him. He cited the strange number of Canelo's staff members who tested positive for illegal substances and termed the entire business filthy.
If Canelo was 100% confident in himself, I don't know why he wouldn't fight me. Especially since, you know, seeing that everybody in his team is on steroids, which means including him, so he never got off
You think
steroids.
he's on steroids?
Of course.
Sure.
How does five?
You saw De La Hoya
How do five people out of your camp get tested positive for steroids? Right. You know what I mean? No, all those fucking dudes in that camp are dirty.
These claims, while not new, come at a critical time for Canelo. As the world watches his next move, the pressure comes not only from his detractors and opponent, but also from the guy who pays the bills. But Canelo is not one to show jitters.
He did that kind of fight. I still don't understand. But you know, I turn on the page and move forward because it's very deceptional. But it is what it is, you know. I hope Terence Crawford comes with other mentality and put everything and the people enjoy the fight.
At 34, the seasoned champion recently stated in an interview that he plans to fight for another 3 or 4 years. He revealed that his peak was around the ages of 28 or 29, and that while he is no longer in his prime, he thinks he still has a lot left in the tank. His goal is to enjoy life and his family by the age of 37, but he isn't slowing down in the meantime.
but it's all about confidence. It's all about the boxing IQ, and I have everything. So.
But look, your power is tremendous, and people think that you have one of the best chins all time, period. We've never seen you hurt. We saw you wobbled once, right, by Cotto's brother.
Yeah.
That was a long, long time ago when you were a kid. Do you think Terence Crawford's gonna have enough power to gain your respect and keep you off of him?
No, obviously not. In my mind, I never think about that, you know. I'm a very strong fighter, and I never thinking about that. I just train my 100%, I do my job, and look, I think that is because I'm not there to take a punch, a really good punch, solid punch. I always move, block.
Oscar de la Hoya, on the other hand, will not allow Canelo's route to go unchecked. The former boxing icon and promoter continues to share his ever-changing views on the fight. De la Hoya recently stated that Canelo will not only beat Crawford, but also remove him from the ring totally.
Is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov. What do you think Canelo's gonna do to him? Run him out of the ring!
Crawford took note of the comments and reacted with severe suspicion. Crawford criticized de la Hoya's habit to change his mind and question the authenticity of his claims. For him, all of this chatter is pointless until they fight. Crawford mentioned that this is when all of the questions will be answered.
Well, you know, when you see Oscar changing up his tone and his appeal every week, you know, it's hard to believe anything that he say. 1 minute, you know, he says this about Canelo, next minute he say that about Canelo. But that's why we fight, you know, so we can see if he's gonna run me out the ring, you know. So September 13th, everybody's questions will be answered.
Canelo Alvarez enters his next fight with full confidence, comfortably competing in his natural weight class after securing a points and over William Sculpt to unify the super middleweight titles once again. With his belts back in hand and a familiar division beneath his feet, he thinks the size and strength advantage will be a major factor against Terence Crawford, a fighter known for skill and finesse more than raw power. So that's why I'm excited to see how it goes. Canelo sees that Crawford is stepping up in weight and acknowledges the challenge that brings, but he draws from his own experience to downplay having been both the underdog and the favorite at different times in his career. Canelo says the role doesn't matter and what matters is staying disciplined and giving everything during training. His goal is clear: to win and do it convincingly. Yeah, of course he's a great fighter, you know, I've been in that situation before moving up in weight classes, weight class a lot of things, and you know I not underestimate him. I know he's a good fighter and he's going to put his best in the training camp, but you know every advantage I have I'm going to take it. Yeah, when I spoke to Terence Crawford earlier, he said that one of the things that impresses him most about you is that, like him, you know, you started at 147. Right, you won your first title 150 and really you're smaller than these 68 pounders, especially the 75 pounders you fought, and you still beat them all. Yeah, it is not. Sometimes it's not only about power, it's also about IQ, fighting IQ, and, well, look, I always say I'm the smaller guy on the opposite side of the fight. Terence Crawford, who is already a 4-weight division winner, wants to add another momentous milestone to his career. He's heard naysayers say he's taking on too much by taking on the bigger, stronger Canelo, but he doesn't look rattled. In fact, he feeds in the doubt.
And I got a lot of Mexican supporters, you know, they love boxing. I got a lot of people that I grew up with as, you know, Latino, you know, so, you know, this is for the whole Mexican people that love me and support me.
Are you looking to rile Canelo up with these actions, do you think?
No, Canelo, you know what I mean, he cool, he ain't worrying about that.
Do you feel like there's going to be any tension today and at the press conferences across this world tour?
I don't know, I don't put it past anything. Could, it could not be.
And how do you feel at this weight? You're obviously bigger coming into this fight. This is the main talking point for a lot of people. How do you feel?
Crawford views this not only a courageous challenge, but also a homecoming. The bigger the stage, the more driven he gets. He's not stating how he'll win. His goal is to raise his hand, whether by outboxing Canelo or finding an opening for a finish. It's about proving people wrong and adding to a resume already full of impressive achievements. I'm looking forward to it having its own history, Canelo and Crawford history, and being confirmed as one of the best moments of my career. When it comes to this battle, Boxing Bo says that you may be the favorite. Do you view yourself that way? Do you see yourself as an underdog? Do you wish to have that mentality? What are your thoughts about Canelo? Listen, it does not matter how they rate me. At the end of the day, we have to fight, and I am going to win. Simple as that. Nonetheless, Canelo has made it plain that he expects a watershed moment in his stellar career. Despite admitting Crawford's skills, the Mexican superstar thinks the fight will be one of his best performances. For him, this is more than simply a paycheck or title defense. It's a test of all he's built over the years at the top levels. He is motivated not only by titles, but also by a personal ambition to dominate, and he stays fixated on the joy of winning. That enthusiasm, he says, has not diminished. He enjoys boxing and sees this battle as an opportunity to showcase how much he still has to give.
Gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna beat me. Don't worry about it. I think this fight is gonna be in the books of the history of boxing for sure. That's for sure.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right now.
You can see it, but
I'm taking
it's gonna be.
it's
gonna be difficult. You take it to your.
I'm taking them. And ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise you.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
There you have it. 2 winners leave to legacies. 1 historic crash. Canelo thinks his power and experience will be insufficient, whereas Crawford is filled with doubt and prepared to silence the world. It's not just a fight, it's a war for pride, pressure, and purpose. If you're ready for the upcoming war, please like, write, and share your predictions below. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to never miss another moment from the heart of strife. This is ring competition, and the conflict starts long before the first blow is thrown. See you at the doorbell.